Okay. Hello, everybody. First of all, for all my French followers, let it be known right now that I will try to do this video in English, in French. But I think it's very important for me to do it in English first. Before I started, I would like to let everybody know, because I know our subjects can go left and right here in America. This video is not made to push anybody or hurt anyone, but I just need you to understand, because I've seen so many videos, all documentary about racism in America, racism here and here and here and there and there, how people feel and everything. And I was very, very happy to watch all of them and learn from what happened here, because I'm not from here. I'm from Africa. I'm from Ivory Coast. For those that don't know where Ivory Coast is, it's on the west side of Africa. So on the right there's Liberia, on the left there's Ghana, and both speak English, but in the middle, we are in the middle and we speak French. We right on the coast, so it's on the west coast of Africa. So that's where I'm from. But from everything I learned, I was grateful to learn in America. I was asking myself why people don't understand also that immigrant, we go through a lot of things concerning racism. You never took racism from our point of view. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know what happened, because obviously the story has been lost. I come to realize that from me, come from Africa, I know now a lot of things that I learned here that I couldn't relate to. And now I know what I relate to. I can relate to all of that. But you guys don't know what happened before. It's like the story I've been so messed up, so lost, that you guys don't even know who is the real enemy. So, at first I wanted to do a documentary. It was taking too long because, budget and everything. So I decided, you know what? Let me talk about it. So, for you guys to understand what I'm about to say, I need to put you in my own shoes. When I first got here in America, 2004, I didn't even know I was black. Before I got here, I didn't know I was black, because black was just a color in a crayon box. That's all it was for me. Because everything I was seeing in Africa was black, 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 black. Every time we see any white person, I was just happy to see white person. Like, if I see Chinese, I go crazy, because I see like an alien. I don't know, not to insult anyone, because just to know how far away we are from everything else concerning the rest of the world, and how media can control all the rest of the thing, your brain, whatever you think, whatever you gotta go, how you gotta pursue things, or think about certain things, take certain things in consideration. I was not here. So, coming from there, I didn't know I was black. It's only when I got to America, and I'm coming here, I was excited. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see a lot of white people, snow, everything I see in the movie. And the movie was so nice. Even the movie Roots, that people that hurt a lot of people here, because we didn't know, it was just like a movie back to Africa. And there was a hero, there was bad people. We couldn't relate because we didn't know. That's what you need to understand. Because when I got here, I was hated by blacks. I was, because I was talking to whites, and I was happy to talk to whites, because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm trying not to curse. And also laughed at by people from Haiti. Sorry, people from the hell, yeah, from people from Haiti, because they told from whatever they know, I was an African guy living from the trees, hanging out in the trees, chilling with elephant and lion and some monkey somewhere. So I had to leave all of that Because I had colonization. We in Africa had colonization. That means white people came, they told us this how you gotta run things, and they left. We was colonized. But here you guys have slavery. It's not the same thing. I didn't know that. So when people was talking about certain things that was happening to black, I couldn't understand, but I couldn't relate to, because I never had that. I couldn't find the strength to be mad or to be hurt. And as I was spending time here, and little things start happening, because really things didn't really happen to me. Let's call it like that. Because from where I was coming from, I was always nice, you know, respectful, because, you know, we were beat up. I think all black people got beat up for respect. Like, Africa was worse. Like, we got beat up for respect and all, being cut, whatever. So I wasn't taking things serious, you know. I didn't, for me, there was no threat until you start threatening me. So I couldn't see the threat. So I was so respectful that really, I never put myself in a situation where things were happening to me. Even though few things happened to me. But when I started relating to things that was going on, then came another trauma. Because here, from the slavery you guys lived, you taught that to your kids. You tell your kids, this, you gotta watch out from this thing. You gotta watch out for police. You gotta watch out for this. White people don't like, you know, you taught this to your kids. So pretty much they're ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. Like, I was not. Like, I don't know if you guys understand. Because you gotta stop that black and African, some kind of word always talking and saying, oh, African people don't like us. Oh, you gotta stop that thing. Try not to curse. Because it don't make no sense. You don't understand where we're coming from. From that racist perspective. Let's call it like that. You don't know. Because me, then came another trauma. Like, I didn't know, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, that's how it is? Like, when I start relating, when it start hitting me, nobody got me prepared for it. I wasn't ready. So I was like, oh my God, where am I from? Like, what's going on? Now I couldn't go back home, because when I go back home for vacation, like, the American system already got into me. So when I get it, like, and I figure, like, over there it's still slow. They're like, if you don't like here, go back to America. Then when I come here, they say, go back to Africa. So I didn't know where I was from anymore. Now you start being scared. Because maybe at that time you have a kid. Like, why do I put a kid in this world if that's how they're going to die? Or somebody going to do this to them? Things I didn't know. Now I start thinking, how come we only together when it's like black lives matters? Or you guys, I'm like, oh, what's going on? They don't know, they don't see things I'm going through now, because I gotta watch out for all the stuff. Of course I'm grateful to have money now. Like, I can work, I can do things. I'm grateful that, like, I understand, like, Martin Luther King, Malcolm, because all this thing was like superhero. Like, it's like Superman movie, Back to Africa. Like, you know there was a Malcolm X. You know there was a Martin Luther King. But he wasn't here. So because he wasn't here, it was like a Superman movie where you know it's fantasy and everything, but you never know if it really existed or not. That's how I felt. Like, but back to Africa and coming here, and you got to understand. And I'm gonna tell you the story. Just stay connected. If you get time, like my page and everything, just for the publicity. Like, people say that I feel like I gotta say that shit too. I said I'm not gonna curse. So I'm gonna tell you the real story. But I couldn't. You guys gotta excuse us. You guys gotta start understanding us. You guys gotta start schooling us when we get here. Understand, we wasn't prepared for it. We didn't even know what's going on. So I was hurt. Sometimes I was crying. Like, oh my God. It comes to, and it comes to another trauma. Now I start doing research. Because, you know, because of that trauma, I never been able to watch Django Unchained to the end. Never. I I try. It's Jamie Foxx. I like Jamie Foxx. But to watch that movie to the end, woof. Now that I can relate to, that I can just take it like a movie. 12 years of slavery, I believe it's 12 or 5 or 24. I don't know how many years of slavery, because I didn't watch it. I started it, I couldn't take it. Now you start even being more grateful for Martin Luther King, for Malcolm X, Black Panthers, all those people, that fought for us before. For me to be able to go to work. Like right now, we can be in the same restaurant as a white man or whatever. You know, we can. It's still racist. I'm not saying it's done. I'm saying there's a lot of things that we can do that we couldn't do back to those times. Even I was living happy in Africa. I didn't know what was going on here. Now I start researching. I'm like, okay, cool. So, how come we have that little lost communication in the middle? Then I start remember what they told me in Africa. And I'm like, oh, Lord. In fact, you guys don't know the story. I'm like, oh my God, they don't know the story. You guys don't know. The same thing, I didn't know what was going on here. And I couldn't relate. The same way you guys didn't know the beginning of the story. Because from what you know is where your story started. And where your story started, it started from the moment you got into that boat and got here. You don't know what happened before. Because I had some crazy, dumb things people blaming African people for. Like, oh, you guys sold us to the white. I'm like, what? What told you that? Is another white man that told you that? Who told you that? So, I decided to explain to you from what I can remember, back to Africa, what they taught us in school. The beginning of the story. Whatever you guys lost or didn't know. Okay. And this is where both of us got lost. This is where we don't understand, because we can put those both stories together. Then you really can understand we are brothers. Like, you saying it, but you can't relate to that sentence. Okay, let me try to explain to you. The real enemy wasn't the white. The white man is like Lucky in the Avengers. And the bad guy, like Thanos, is somewhere you don't even know. This is how the story started. Back from the beginning, we was already slaves. That's what we got taught in school in Africa. We was already slaves, but slave of the Arabs. Okay? There was no white men there. We were slave of the Arabs. They was doing their slavery, taking us back to Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria. For those that don't know those countries or just heard about it, there is North Africa. The whole North of Africa is Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, and Libya is somewhere there. So, we was already slaves of the Arabs. They're the one that was doing slavery. So when you see on that Bible, they say, oh, the people of Egypt got saved by Moses. When I watch the movie and I see the white person slave, it wasn't the white, he was the black. We were the slave. Now people can discuss that. You guys can bring your opinion and comment the video. It's all good. I'll watch it. Whatever you have proof that I didn't know, I want to read it. We were slaves. Now, if you look at the map, you have to go look at the map. North Africa is close to Europe. It's just the ocean. That's how people always try to swim from, I think, Morocco to like Spain. You got to check it. So when the white found out about Africa, they found out about the North Africa. Soon as they got there, they saw that they were slaves. We was already building all the pyramids, all the stuff that you see, the Arabs are being grateful for it and have been talking about it. We don't want to build it. We were slaves. The Arabs was the original G. The pimp. The original gangsters. It was them. As usual, white people saw opportunity. They saw business. So they decided to do some kind of business with the Arabs. They were giving them stuff from Europe. They were giving them slaves. And they were taking the slaves to Europe and present them like, oh, look at this, what we found. They can build our country too, because they were doing this there. And we got tired of building this stuff. And they called it, I think, the Triangle a market, something like that. You can check it. It's online. I got told this is not even high school. This is like elementary school. That's why I kind of forgot a little bit. I'm telling you that story again because that's the main thing I remember. If you go check it, you will know for yourself. So they start doing this thing. The whites start taking from the Arabs, not from the black, and taking them to Europe. We were sold for few things, mirror, whatever it was, the Arabs didn't know about. But again, remember, white people are business people. They got tired of doing this. They decided, oh, why should I continue doing this? So they decided to go explore the rest of Africa. And Africa was big. They realized it was big. They went there, they explored it, they found out about the rest of Africa, they went back to Europe, and between them, Belgium, Portugal, France, especially, England, where do I forgot? Some other country I forgot. They divide Africa in many pieces. Everybody have to have his part. So of course the French, they took the biggest part, I believe. The French and the English got the biggest part because, you know, they when they discovered the whole thing, maybe I don't know by what term they went about, but it was the French got Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, Congo. Congo, there was part French, part Belgium. Okay, part French, part Belgium. So I can see it. I can see something here. Okay, so Benin, Togo, some other country, Cameroon. The English people took the Nigeria, Liberia, all those other English colonies that you can see on the map. Yeah. So I forgot some country, but you can check it. Everything I say, you can check it. Portugal have to take few other countries too that speak Portuguese, like Capo Verde, some island, few islands next to it. And I think the Belgians thought they had a small part, but they had the biggest part, which is part of a part of Congo, which is and still is the richest country in the world. Trust me. Because if you have an iPhone and you know your battery live long, you know, Congo. You don't know, go search this thing too. Don't let people fool you. Right now you have Google. You can Google anything. Don't sit there and wait for a documentary to come out. Okay, so they did all of this not knowing Africa. And they went there, they just put limits to this and this. This belongs to you, this belongs to me, this belongs to this belongs to that. Okay? Yeah, Angola too for Portugal. So, thank you, Chris. So, they did all of that, and they went there to colonize that place. People like, okay, why am I staying in France? I can go there, have a big house, have the slave work for me, and build another country there. And that's what they did. That's what they did. They made a lot of money. They took some people that sold them to Europe. All of this until this dude called Christopher Columbus so-called found out about America. That's when they decided to take all the slaves back to those new lands to do new works. But when they took those people in the boat to bring them here, that's when American people's story started. because they turned to be, I can't say worse than the Arabs, because when they brought the black here, some other countries that wasn't even familiar to black, you know, all those countries that came, Irish people that came to America, all, you know, they turned out to be some other people, and that's when they start doing crazy stuff, something else that was in the colonization that they started in Africa. So I can understand that's the part you start remembering because of all the horrible things that happened. But you have to understand, until today, right now, not to defend anybody, I know what it is. You can go marry a white girl. Thanks to Martin Luther King, thanks to Malcolm X, thanks for all those people that fought for us. You can marry a white girl today. Some of us did. But go marry an Arab girl. You feel it. They'll let you know. When you walk around with the Arab girl, either if she's from Lebanon, Morocco, Egypt, whatever, walk around with her. You see how they look at you. Because they still tell the kid that those people are our slaves. You shouldn't be marrying them. Trust me, some white people do. They do that. I'm not taking this out of the system. What I'm saying is, the Arabs, if you don't know the real enemy, trust me, go search it. Go do your research. When you go to France, like the past 2-3 years, go check it in France. What happened? Google it. Go check it. Go on YouTube. Everything is right there. Everything that happened to black in Europe. I'm not saying go fight the Arab, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to understand where we come from as African immigrant in this country. We didn't know what's going on here. We had our story that they didn't tell you, and I understand you had your story that we took it for granted because being where we was, as far as we wasn't living that story, so we couldn't understand. We couldn't relate to it. When I got here, I got traumatized. I'm telling you, like, I got so hurt, traumatized, like so scared. I didn't know where to put myself because I couldn't. Like, when I started relating to the story, when I started relating to what's going on, I started being pissed, mad. I was shocked. I was confused. I'm like, there's nobody prepared me for it. Nobody has prepared for me. And even though when I got here in 2004, my dad told me a little bit what's going on, I still couldn't relate because I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't think this is true. Because I come from Africa, we've seen white people before. I watched all those Home Alone movies and all that stuff. It's cute. You know, I never thought of it. So, this video is just because I wanted you guys to understand between blacks, black American, black African, black from any other country that immigrate here. You live here before us. When we get here, school us. Don't be mad at us. We didn't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't relate yet. It takes time. But from where we come from, until we get here, like my first job, like on the application, they say, oh, what's your race? I'm like, race? What the hell is race? I mean, I knew race from elementary school. They told us that it was 5 or 6 race, whatever it was. But I never knew it was going to be like an actual question. Like, what's your race? To work, you need to know if I'm black or I'm brown or whatever. You need to know that. And then they put in my application, my first job, they put African American. I told my mom, I know I'm African. I'm not American. Now, African American, what is that? And she told me it means black. Just check that box. I'm like, okay. All these things wasn't normal to me. I didn't know. You can tell me it's not normal because you live here, you've been into this, you saw this before, you know it's not normal. You guys talk about it and everything. But me, nobody prepared me to it. In Africa, you look for jobs, they never ask you for your race. We all black. We all black. All I seen around me was black. I never been called black. I never went to a person and then try to go out with that person and say, oh, you're cute, you're beautiful, I like you and everything. And then she had to check me and decide if she want to go with a black guy or I never been exposed to that until I get here. Until I get here, I didn't know half of this thing until I got here. I didn't know. And you know what? It's funny because as time was going on, I lived in America since 2004 until 2009 and 10, and I became kind of popular in the black African community. And then when I became popular for stand-up comedy, I started to go around and do stand-up in French and everything. My first show outside of America, outside of Canada, my first show was in Morocco. And even knowing that story that I just told you from elementary school, I went to Morocco like I was going to Africa. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Africa, and that's Africa. So I was like, I'm going to Africa. I'm happy that comedy brought me to another country I never explored, I never been to. I was just happy to visit Morocco, see other black people there that live there, see the fans that were going to come see my show, and then I was in Africa. I was in Africa, not too far from my own country. I mean, it's still far, but I was like, I'm in Africa. It's like you living in France for so long, and then even though you are from Miami, and then they book you to come to a show in Boston. You're like, oh, I'm going to America. You know, Miami is not that far, even though you still have to take a plane, and I'm in 4 hours, but you're still in America. That's how I felt like until I got there. And then I realized another fancy, a classy, like I call it a classy racism. Like that this is like beautiful. Like it's like America was talking about racism, but Morocco was something else. Like here, it don't look like they let you know. You know, in Morocco I had money, but the taxi I was stopping didn't want to stop because I was black. It's empty. There's no one in the taxi. It sees me. I'm black. Never stop. I had money. I went to the pharmacy because I think I caught a flu there, something like that. Me and another artist from my country to them, we were both booked there. We went to the pharmacy after like 2-3 days being in the apartment, like really sick. We finally got to the pharmacy. They don't want to give us anything because, you know, we're black. Even in a conversation, they were calling us African. Now, I had a conversation with another guy from Morocco, and he told me, "Oh, you guys are African. Don't understand. I'm not African." Like, what the hell are you talking about? We both in Africa. How the hell you call me Africa? You like we both in Africa, and he told me, "Oh no, don't be hurt." Like he tried to close it. Like he's like somebody that always talking about it at home. He's always racist at home, and then he found himself outside, have to watch whatever he's saying. That's how he looks like. And he's like, oh no. When I say African, it means you black African. So I asked him, so you're the white African? That's what you're trying to tell me? You know, so many things that was wrong, but just because. And that's what saved me. Just because I had an American, at that time I think, yeah, at that time I had a green card. Yeah, I was still having a green card. Because I had a green card from America. And then I didn't want to speak French, because if I speak French, they're definitely not going to take me serious. They would think they can do any kind of shit they want to do to me. So because I was speaking English and I had a green card from America, it kind of saved me from being there. So you guys understand, you have to travel to understand other things coming from other countries. Don't travel from just New York and go to Mississippi, upon Mississippi and go to LA. No, go out. Go to Canada. Close here. Leave this continent. Go to France. Leave this continent. Go to Africa. Try to go visit your black African and then see what they're going through. When you get to Africa, you won't feel like we are proud. Like people are dancing and everything, partying. Same thing you guys do here. We're doing it worse. You know? But it's just because we don't understand what's going on. We didn't leave that. I told you, when you see a Chinese guy in Africa, it seems like you just saw an alien, or you saw Bruce Lee, man. You want to kiss it like, man, you cute. You know, like this is wow. Like this is the Chinese. Like it's like seeing a midget. Like when you walk outside of your house, nothing guarantee you that you're gonna see a midget. You can spend 2 years and I see one midget. As a matter of fact, I don't know, at my age that I have right now, I don't know how many times I saw a midget. you know, same thing. In Africa, what guarantee you will see a Chinese dude? Or a Chinese girl? I don't know what guarantee you that you will see a Chinese girl. That's how it looks like. To tell you, like, black is everywhere, man. It's beautiful. I never knew there was deeper, bigger problem than what I saw back to Africa. Because what we call racist in Africa is when and that's between us black. It's just like you go apply for a job, you went to school in Africa, in your own country, and then the other guy from the same country that went to school in France for 2 years and came back, they want to give him the job because he went to Paris. That's what we call pretty much racism, from coming from where I come from. That's what was the racism, you know. But when I got here, oh, high class racism. And when I went to Morocco, the racism Pro Max 13 plus, whatever it is. You have to get out. Go see other places. Understand us. Don't just kill us soon as we get here. We're African, we're black like you. And trust me, if you don't see us join you as quick as you think that we should, it's just because we don't know. We're not here to steal anybody's job. Stop saying that stuff. Oh, they came here to steal our job. They came here to, the African, they like the whites, stuff like that. Of course we like everybody because we don't know. And then we're not even meant, it's not even meant to hate people, We're just here, happy to have a new start. That's what it is. That's the real thing. It's a new start. When I got here, it was a new start for me. Everything I did back home, that God had given me another opportunity to start from fresh, from zero, from scratch. I was going to make it's like having a new credit. You zero. All your messed up thing you did before has been fixed. You start from zero. And as you're hating us because you think we came here to do the dirty job or whatever, like the Mexican and everything, we're suffering. We don't know here. Some people don't have social or whatever. They're suffering. They're in New York. Go there, ask them their stories. You'll be shocked that every story you have as documented on Netflix have, woof! This is like nothing. Take one guy in New York. Take one guy struggling, hustling in New York. Take one guy from Africa, Nigeria, Benin, whatever you want. Take one guy in New York. Times Squares, hustling. One African guy. Take him, give him a chair and ask him, what's your story? Where you come from? How did you get here? So how things are going on for you? You'll see. You'll be shocked. I did that. I done it. And I had it good. Don't get me. I have no problem. My dad is the one that suffered. He came here, he didn't have no paper. He suffered, he fought to have a paper. He got my paper. And I came here with a green card. I never suffered. I was really grateful. God has really blessed me. At the beginning, I couldn't understand it. But when I started seeing my friend that didn't have no paper, that couldn't work and everything, I understood it. Like I related to it immediately. I started helping and feeling better. So you gotta see what people are going through, why you started to add this hate thing on us. Why there's no need. There's no need. We don't understand. We don't relate yet. It will take us time to relate. We don't know what's going on. You prepare your kids to that. We never, nobody has prepared us for that. Nobody, no one. And I live here. It's almost 20 years I've been living in America. I moved to Canada for 3 years. I moved for France for 3 years. So when people ask me what's the best place to go live, I'm like, I don't really know. It depends on what you like, because all the rest you gotta let it go. It's racism everywhere. If you prepare for it, you're gonna have a head start. If you never got prepared for it, how you do that? How do you deal with it? How do you get prepared? Like, by the time you know what's going on, either you're dead or you're in jail or you just don't know. Imagine you don't know about blue and red and you end up in, about that Crips and blood. Same thing. Same thing. I thought it was just in LA. One day, I dressed up with a red hat, a red American hat, Miami hat. I liked it. I like that Miami hat. I put that hat. I have a red jacket from I don't know which college, whatever it was. I have a red Jordan on, and I think I had a just white paint, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. And I went to Canada, and I went on a Maitre in a place called Saint Michel. I didn't know there was some Crips and blood there. I didn't know it was red and blue there too. I didn't know. Somebody put me on the side and say, hey, sorry, even if it's a black area, it is a black area. All the people from Haiti live in Saint Michel. But somebody put me on the side and told me, Frankie, don't wear that thing here, because this is crazy. You don't wear blue, you don't wear red. From that day on, I started wearing white. Just to tell you that people don't know. Imagine you coming from Boston, where I live, and move to LA just to go visit. Just to go visit and see what LA is, Crenshaw Boulevard. Everything you heard on the Tupac documentary. I don't know. Just to go see his story. See where the Death Row building is, whatever Snoop was talking about it in his album. Where they did the NWA videos. Just to go see it. And you get there in your blue shirt and blue pant just because you felt like wearing blue that day, and you get shot for not knowing. It's the same thing. We don't know. So please think about it. If you have any comment, whatever you want to say, I'm free to talk. Leave a message. Inbox, whatever it is. I spoke too long. I came to a friend graduation. There's no parking, so I felt like this is the right moment to talk about this subject. For all my French followers, I'll be doing another video in French. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for not taking this too personal. I hope I didn't say anything that hurts your feeling. And then I just trying to make a point. I'm just trying to have you guys understand what's going on. Thank you guys. One.